Finding peace in God's promises. Do you ever find yourself overwhelmed by the uncertainty of life? Do you ever wonder if you have the strength to face tomorrow? If you've been searching for a truth to hold on to, let me share this. God's promises are unshakable, and they are meant for you. Life often feels unpredictable. The weight of uncertainty can be overwhelming. Whether it's a job loss, a health diagnosis, strained relationships, or just the unknown path ahead. It's during these moments that we need an anchor, a foundation that holds firm no matter what storms arise. That foundation is found in God's promises. One of the most comforting verses in Scripture is Jeremiah 29, verse 11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This is not just a feel-good verse. It's a declaration from the Creator of the universe to His children. Let's take a closer look at what this promise means. First, God says, "I know the plans I have for you." Isn't it reassuring that the one who knows the beginning from the end has a plan for your life? You might not understand it right now. You might not even see the steps ahead. But God knows. His perspective is higher than ours, and His wisdom is perfect. Then, He assures us that His plans are to prosper us, not to harm us. This doesn't mean life will always be easy or free of pain, but it does mean that even in the hardest seasons, God is working for our good. Romans 8, verse 28 echoes this truth. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." When we feel like life is unraveling, it's natural to ask, what is God doing? Or where is He in all of this? But let me ask you this. Do you trust that God's plans are good, even when you can't see the full picture? Take a moment to reflect on the times God has been faithful in your life. Maybe He closed a door that led you to something better. Maybe He gave you strength you didn't know you had. God's promises are not dependent on our circumstances. They are eternal, unchanging, and reliable. The truth is, God's promises bring peace because they remind us that we are not in control, and that's okay. The one who holds the stars in place also holds your future. Jesus said in John 14, verse 27, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." This peace is not something the world can offer. It's a peace that comes from knowing you belong to God and that He is in control. So how do we find peace in God's promises? It starts with trust. Proverbs 3, verses 5 to 6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Trusting God means surrendering your worries, your doubts, and your fears to Him. It means choosing to believe that He is faithful, even when you don't see the outcome yet. Conclusion: life is short, and its uncertainties can weigh us down. But God's promises are eternal. They remind us that we are never alone, never without hope, and never without a future. Today, take a moment to rest in the assurance of Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Let this truth be your foundation. God has a plan for you, a plan to give you hope and a future. Trust Him with your today and your tomorrow, knowing that His love is unchanging and His purposes are for your good. As you move forward, remember this. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever. Isaiah 40, verse 8. God's promises will never fail. So, step into tomorrow with hope in your heart. Trust in God's plans, and let His peace guide you through every uncertainty. You are held, you are loved, and your future is secure in Him.